All right, welcome back, everyone, to Travel Talk with Gret and Marissa.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. You might not know when we normally record these, but we normally record them in the evening or like late afternoon. But today we had a busy weekend, so we're recording this on a Monday morning. So we've got our coffees.
Hopefully, it's enough for us to speak in a coherent manner.
Yeah. But anyway, what are we talking about today, Marissa?
So today we're coming into the holiday travel season, so we thought we'd talk about some must-have travel products that we have found through our journeys we just can't live without.
Yeah, and it's like we know obviously like Black Friday is coming up, that all the sales and stuff. So we thought we'd do a little list, and if there is things, most of these things I think we'd probably purchase on Amazon, but if not, we'll put different links. But we'll put some links down below, so if you do want to buy any of these products when like Black Friday and the sales and stuff hit, like just go to the description, you'll see the links for them. Yeah. But yeah, these are definitely. There's so many people that do must-have travel lists. And I think we've done one way back in the past about like carry-on essentials or something like that.
Yeah, one of our first videos.
But we want to do something a little bit different today. We want to do sort of more must-have items you may not have thought of before, right? So things that are, you wouldn't necessarily think. So we're not going to be talking about like, a neck pillow and, like things that everyone would put on a list for must-have travel things, right? So yeah, we're gonna start running through some of these must-have travel items that you may not have thought of before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to just dive in?
Let's do it.
All right. So the first item is something you actually probably already have in your house, which is lovely. It's Ziploc bags.
Yeah.
We normally bring these in two sizes. We usually do like the gallon freezer bag size, and then the smaller.
Like the sandwich. I think they just call them sandwich
bags,
don't
yeah.
they? Yeah.
And we usually bring probably 6 of these in total, so 3 of each size. And we just have found this to be so useful. So if you have something explode, you can quarantine it.
Yeah.
If you have something that's wet, but you have to pack to move, you can pack it in that.
If your trip is very rainy, you can put things in it to protect them from the elements. I will often put, if it's raining a lot, we'll put like our passports in a Ziploc bag and then put them in our our backpack or whatever when we're out in the city or whatever.
Yeah, if we buy snacks and then the bags don't reseal, we'll put it in there. So we always bring them, and we always use almost all of them.
And we'll often even sometimes, we'll definitely bring empty ones, but then sometimes we even pack with them too. Like I'll often put like vitamins or something in them,
that's true. Yep.
or like just little things I want in my carry-on, like on my personal item and things like that. So it's a really easy, simple one, but it's something you might not think of, and we've sometimes forgotten to do this, and we kind of regret it later.
We find us kicking ourselves later when we don't have them. And it's a really simple thing. It takes up 0 space, which we love.
And you probably already have them in your pantry at home, right?
It's an easy one.
So that's a nice, easy one. You probably don't even have to buy it. Yeah. Next one. What is the next one? We've got, this one. Yeah, this one we've developed sort of over time. We originally started doing this when we were going to theme parks. And but we started packing liquid IV, and you can either get liquid IV is essentially just like an electrolyte
packet
mix that you pour into stuff, but now there's so many now, so liquid IV is just one of the brands. But yeah, so we bought we're actually trying a different brand for our next trip. There's Ellie, our dog, behind us.
She always makes an appearance.
Yeah. We tried a new brand called Nuun, N-U-U-N, and they're just little little sort of like dissolvable tablets that you can put in water.
Yeah.
And you get like 10 in a tube, I think, and we bought like a 4-pack of tubes. So we're gonna try those out because they're a little easier to take on a trip instead of all the individual packets like the liquid IVs are. But essentially, we started doing this a lot when we went to theme parks because we were doing these like long, exhausting days where we would often get a little in Florida heat, where we would get a little dehydrated. So we would start our day with one of these every day. And we've done it, then we started doing it on cruises, where if we were drinking a lot on a cruise, they're perfect for that. But then just in general, we've realized that they're useful even just on normal trips to sort of start your day with a bit of extra hydration.
Yeah. And it helps with jet lag because a lot of jet lag is dehydration.
Yeah.
So it's just a good thing for our bodies with how much activity we do on trips.
Yeah, and they don't take up much room, especially like, the new ones now that just come in like tablets and stuff. You just take a little tube with you and you can just pop one out every day or whatever, pop it in your water, and it's really easy.
Yeah, especially for me, I drink a lot of water at home, and especially if you're traveling in Europe, it can be hard to be as hydrated. It can be tough to refill a water bottle when you're out and about, so this is just another way we make sure we're...
That's a good point. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to drink as much as your body is used to, or like maybe you're in a place where it's like really expensive to keep buying bottles of water wherever you go and like things like that. But yeah, some places it's easier than others. But that's a I think that's another fairly easy, inexpensive one.
That takes up no space.
Yeah.
And you can use your Ziploc bags
to put
your liquid IV in.
Yeah.
So the next one is one that I recently forgot on a trip and really regretted, and that is a laundry bag.
I remembered mine.
Of course you did. Grant never forgets anything, and it's really annoying.
I always just keep it in my suitcase.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know how it made it out of my suitcase. I don't know how that... But anyways, a laundry bag.
Laundry bag, yeah. This can be... I think we started doing this with... I think it was an old, like, packing... It wasn't a packing cube, but...
Hi, Albus.
Hi. Sorry, we're just waiting for the cat to move. Okay, I think he's out of shot now, which is okay. He's trying to jump somewhere. Okay, there we go. Anyway, I think we started doing this with, I think I had old packing, like, bags.
Oh, he's licking my hand.
The animals are all sorts of disruptive this morning.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a Gret and Marissa podcast without the animals.
Yeah.
So anyway, I used to in my early days of travel with like a big backpack,
like you were
backpack.
Backpacking.
And I had these like packing bags. So they were like different sized bags. I would cram all my clothes in, they would squish and you just like put them in. Yeah. So they weren't like the normal cubes you have for a suitcase.
Right.
But we weren't using these anymore, so we started to just like take one with us, throw our dirty laundry in it. And we're like, we should get like actual like ones each and dedicated like fairly large
laundry
ones.
bags.
And you can unsurprisingly buy specific laundry bags on Amazon that literally just say like laundry on the side of the bag, and they just like, obviously when you're packing you just fold it up flat, takes up no room, and then as you wear stuff that's no longer usable, throw it in this bag, and obviously by the end of the trip our suitcase is almost just like full with this laundry bag, and then all of our packing cubes and normal clothes are kind of gone because we've been wearing them and
so your packing cubes condense down, and then your laundry bag just goes where your clothes were in the suitcase, and it kind of keeps you from having to like repack everything at the end of the trip.
It makes it actually really easy at the end of the trip because we just essentially have everything in this bag. You just smush it in there, and then it makes that process a lot easier. It makes it way simpler, like mid-trip when you're like, have I worn this underwear? Like, are these socks dirty? Like, and you don't know. You can just straight away put them in there, and it's out of your mind now. It's like, okay, that stuff's not usable anymore. It's dirty. It's you have a clear line of what is clean and what is dirty.
Because we are not people that like rewash stuff throughout a trip.
No,
we are not those people. I'm traveling. I don't have time to do laundry.
All right, the next one. This one, like, there's probably iterations that some people bring. Like, it's often on most people's lists to bring, like, noise-canceling headphones or earplugs, right? But there's a new, like, they're fairly new, I think, this brand. There's a brand called Loop, L-O-O-P, and they do Loop earplugs. And you can get actually a variety of like
styles and
use case for them. Like they have ones that are like full on earplugs for sleep, but then they have ones that are, and this is more what they started as a brand.
What we use them for.
What we use them for is they essentially dilute the sound, like the sort of the what's the word I'm looking for?
It's noise reduction.
Yeah. So they're reducing sort of those like really annoying, really like or bothersome noises that can trigger like whatever.
Yeah, and I have a lot of sound sensitivity, so I originally got us on this strain. I've tried a few different brands. Also, none of this is an ad. They're not sponsoring us in any way, but if they want to, I'm down for it. I tried another brand called Flair first, and I really liked those. I think those did arguably a better job of noise reduction, but still being able to hear a conversation than Loop does.
Yeah.
But my problem was they didn't stay in my ear very well, and Loop stays in my ear a lot better.
Yeah.
So there are a couple different brands out there with different types and styles and things they are looking to accomplish.
Yeah.
I've just really come to like the brand Loop.
Yeah, they fit very fairly well. Like they just have like kind of like what you would expect from an earbud, like rubber tip.
Yep.
Like silicone or whatever it is. And they come with like I think there's like 4 sizes I think in the pack for each of them, so you can find one that fits really well. You want it to be really well like sealed so it stays in there good. But then it also does have the actual loop part, which kind of sits in the like crook of your ear. So it like they just sort of sit in there really well. But they're fairly, they're not super noticeable. Like people could tell if you have them in, but it's not like they're not super obvious. They're less obvious than having like headphone like earbuds in your ears.
Oh yeah,
like way less.
And I think you can get more ones that are more like flesh colored too versus like bright colors.
But our ones are fairly bright.
We have fairly bright ones.
Like I think we both have 2 pairs now because we bought like the sort of base level ones that I think are the medium kind of level of like sound. Like you can get ones that are like concert, like you're going to like a music like metal concert and you don't want that like ringing in your ears. And you want to
protect yours.
Then there's like a mid-level that is like it will block out sounds from things like that, but not as strong, but you can still hear conversations. And then I think there was like a real low one that's just for conversations and cutting out a tiny bit of noise.
Yeah.
So we bought the mid-level ones to start with. We really liked them. And then I know why we ended up getting the other ones. I got an email that there was a special limited edition McLaren F1 team. So like these orange ones, and I'm like, we're both big like Formula One McLaren fan, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. I want these, and they ended up being.
You're also a sucker for anything orange.
I am. Orange is my favorite color, and I will get anything in orange if it exists in orange. So we got them, but they were actually a different style that is a newer release of it that lets you adjust between those 3 different levels. So it just has like a little spinny like thing on it that you click to whatever level. So if you have a really noisy environment, you click it up to the highest one. If it's quiet-ish, but you still want that like extra sound being cut out, you push it down to the other one. And I'd probably recommend those. They're a little more expensive, but you can play around with the level it blocks because sometimes they can be a little to block too much. Yeah. So like being able to lower it down is good.
I love having these because I tend to get overwhelmed in very noisy environments. And so it just helps me not get to that threshold as fast.
Yeah. And I don't use them as often, but I do use them like often if we're just in like a really it's often like in a noisy like pub or bar or something where there's a lot of voice chatter that's like echoing and stuff. That kind of gets to me a bit, and I get a bit like my energy drains a bit more with that kind of noise and stuff. So
as an example, a couple weeks ago I went with a friend to a flower arranging class at our local bar that we go to, and so there was a flower arranging class in the back room with like 30 people. So people running around and grabbing flowers and chatting and blah, 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 blah. And then in the front of the house, there was a band playing. So it was a lot of noise. And this place has like cinder block walls, concrete floor. So very echoey. And so I was able to like pop those in and still be able to have a conversation with the friend I was with. So it was great.
And then we haven't tried the sleep ones, but they do have, they're just more standard like earplugs. Yeah. They have like sleep ones. So you can pop them in and they stay in fairly well, but they block, I think, most of sound.
But I think earplugs definitely help. Yeah.
So yeah, they're good for whole sorts of stuff. You can even use them on the plane too. Which is nice.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to fully cut out everything, you can put them on. You might, if you want to be real, like block everything, you could actually put your loops in, and then if you have over-ear headphones that are noise canceling, put them on too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to block out everything. All right, what's next?
All right, the next one is, they're called Wisp. They're made by Colgate.
Yeah.
And it's essentially a disposable mini toothbrush. So essentially there's a little bit of gel on like a little
It's in like a little ball in the middle of the brush kind of thing.
brush. So yeah, these are really great. We keep them in our carry-ons.
Yeah.
So when you've been traveling a lot, you're on a layover, your mouth feels like gross and furry, as Grant describes it, you just can whip one of them out and just do a little cleanup.
Yeah, so you don't need to pack like toothpaste with you because there's this tiny little bit of gel, and it's a hard like gel when it's on the thing, so it's not really like, it doesn't trigger any like liquid rules, and it's not gonna spill anywhere.
It's not gonna do the foaming that you expect.
It just releases a tiny bit of stuff to make the brushing of this like little brush like makes it feel a little bit minty and like you brushed your teeth.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's a full brushed feeling, but it's get rid of that grossness of your mouth.
Freshen up a little bit.
The other end of it also is like a little toothpick.
Yeah.
So you can, as I said, we'll often have like maybe like 4 in a Ziploc bag. See? In a Ziploc bag.
We're so proud of ourselves.
In our carry-on. And then like I'll often just like put one in my pocket or something and go into like the bathroom or whatever on a layover, and there's, you know, and then you're done. It's like super easy. They come in like packs of like
a billion.
Yeah, I think we actually bought.
So many.
I think we actually bought like some multi-box. So we've got multiple packets of them, and the packets have like 50 in them or something. Yeah. We'll probably have them we've had them for years in our closet.
Yeah.
And then one day they'll probably run out, and we're like, oh man, I
we're
have to actually rebuy these.
Yeah. Because sometimes Marissa buys things on Amazon and doesn't always check how many of something I'm getting, and that was one of them. I'm not mad about that one, but I've had instances.
At that time you bought like 8 bottles of soy glaze. That was an interesting one.
Which we're still working our way through, by the way.
Not travel related, but that was an interesting one.
Also, on a note, I know some of the things we've mentioned on here are one use and disposable. So if you have variations that are not, because I know that's a lot of people are really dedicated to not using one-time, like one-use products and bringing down the amount of trash they're creating. If you have recommendations that are like what we're giving, but not one use, I would love to hear them.
Yeah.
They're probably going to be like reusable Ziplocs. Bring a toothbrush, Marissa. But just throwing it out there.
To be fair, we often do reuse the Ziplocs.
We do.
Like, we don't always throw them
unless
out.
they get like...
Unless they get dirty. Or, like shampoo leaked or something, and it's all gross in there.
All right, so the next one is something probably most, not all, but most women will have, but not necessarily men. And that is... it's not a purse, it's a satchel.
It's a satchel. Indiana Jones wears one. Yeah.
I get a lot of compliments on this. Plus, it's not a man purse. It's called a satchel. Indiana Jones wears one.
Are we still quoting that movie?
They're from The Hangover, if you are
really
unaware.
Time blocked ourselves with that one.
So, like, a sling bag is what like I think is the current term for them in many like. But yeah, essentially, we both have. You started with one. We like for a brand. We really like the brand Fuel Raven, and they have like a really cool like sling bag. Oh, it's called the Kanken Sling. And it's a tiny little bag. It's just like a mini version of their backpack, and it is a sling bag, so it goes around like your shoulder and it just slings aside. You got one. I saw how like useful it was, and I ended up getting one for myself. And we use them. We'll use them often throughout a trip. But the most sort of specific way we use it is that they become our like by our side almost all the time on the plane bag. So this will be like our personal item. So if you're like a suitcase and a big backpack as your personal item, maybe you could put this in your backpack or whatever until you get on the plane and then like pull it out then. But we will often just have this as our personal item.
Yeah.
And that's where we'll put anything we need while we're on the plane in there. That's obviously not too large. Like we couldn't fit like an iPad or something in there. But I'll put like my noise canceling earbuds in there. I'll put my phone in there. I'll put some of these like low wisp things in there sometimes. Like if I need them during the plane, you put your medication in there. I think you put makeup in there if you need it. Or
I've talked about it. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're right.
I have talked about it on other videos, but I have a plane bag that is a Ziploc bag. Oh, it's a reusable one, and it's got my wisps in it. It's got I bring a little travel jar of Laneige waterbank cream. It's the sleeping one, and I smear that on my face so I don't look like garbage when we get off the plane, and it just has a nice calming scent. My lip balm, all that stuff is in a Ziploc bag, and it goes in the Kanken. But I have adopted my Kanken sling as like my full-time purse, and it's damn near indestructible. Mm-hmm. And it fits a surprising amount of stuff in it.
Honestly, the reason why I ended up getting it was because it actually fits our camera equipment, because we just have a little, like, we're filming this on a bigger camera, which I will often also take, that goes in my bag, my bigger bag.
Cat warning.
But, it's a cat warning. He might not come, I don't know.
He's thinking about it.
He is thinking about it.
Hi, buddy.
He's
a good jump down.
Okay.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, I ended up getting it because we use like a little camera called the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and it's a little baby camera. It's like this big, and then we have this like little case for our microphones that we're currently wearing. And so they're fairly small, and I don't always need a big bag to have that, but I can literally throw that in this little sling bag.
And it's perfect.
So I have the camera on me basically at all times, which makes that easy. But then I realized, this is kind of handy. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like being able to put stuff in there is kind of useful. So definitely, and then you can kind of co-op it afterwards on your trip to be like a bag you carry around. If you're just like doing little things around the city or whatever, having something useful like that. And you can also fit your passport in it when you're out and about and stuff in another country. On the same topic, we also have another tip here of a day bag, like a day pack.
Yes. So as you know, if you've watched previous episodes, we are strictly, I just lost my train of thought.
Carry-on backpack people.
Carry-on backpack and then check our bags people.
Yeah.
So we also pack in our suitcase a separate backpack, which in this case, again, not an ad. Fjallraven Kankens.
They're just really good. Like, they're kind of expensive, but they last through everything. Yes. They are very, they're light, easily packable, but very strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so those often, if you've watched our actual travel vlogs, you'll see we have them, and that everything we need for a day goes in there. So if the weather's questionable, we'll put our raincoats in there. We'll put an umbrella in the side pocket.
Yep.
Our wallets, our passports.
I put camera equipment in it. The bigger camera can fit in there too.
Yeah. And so if you don't have room, I can take some of your stuff and put it in my backpack because you carry the camera.
Sometimes we even if we don't have much to bring with us, we can put like a water bottle in there and stuff.
And then if we buy stuff, then it just goes in the backpack, so we're not carrying stuff.
Yeah, they're in these flat pack. Like flat pack. They pack flat.
And flat pack would work too.
So you could just squash them up, put them at the bottom of your bag, and they take up no room at start, and then you just pull them out when you're done. Because most of the time we won't use our carry-on backpacks of a day, because we will have like other stuff in them. We'll have like iPads or like bigger, like sometimes we might need the bigger camera and that's in there. Like, so we'll keep like the things we don't need to bring out with us every day in that.
And those backpacks are quite a bit larger.
They're a lot heavier.
They're a lot heavier. And that way, because we often move hotels, that way we don't have to unpack everything and repack it. It just makes that easier.
Pull a select few things out, put them in the day pack. Yeah.
It's less likely that when you're leaving the hotel, you're going to forget something. So.
Yeah, that's definitely, it seems like like it sort of seems like a lot, but it's like it's very easy, very simple. You just have these bags that their whole job is basically just being a travel day pack, and you just throw them in there. Yeah. Cool. All right, next one is this one. Yeah, this was I didn't even know why we bought this to start with.
I think we got it because we were on a cruise and the hallway where we were in was particularly noisy.
That makes sense. And actually, I think it was because, sorry, I'll tell you what the item is first. Portable noise canceling, not noise canceling.
A white noise machine.
Portable white noise machine. And I think we've had instances, on cruises where we've had like a balcony be super like squeaky or banging and stuff.
Was. Yes.
We've had we had one particular cruise where the dividers of the balcony kept slightly banging and rattling in the night, and it was driving us insane. And we're like, what can we do to fix this next time if it happens again? And we found you can buy these little mini white noise machines. They are literally just like little tiny circle. Yeah. They're this big. And you just, you can charge them with just a USB. They charge up. They actually last for ages.
They do.
We
really
very rarely even charge these things. You turn it on and it will play either just standard white noise, or it can be like birds chirping, or rainfall, or like crickets.
That kind of nighttime cricket.
I think that's the one we'll often use.
Yeah.
And we don't always use this, but I would say get one of these if you're going to like a city, like a really busy city. We got them, we brought them when we went to Tokyo,
Yeah.
Because we were concerned it was going to be a little noisy, like a lot of street noise and things like that. And then you just turn it on and it works.
And sometimes it's really interesting because hotels are one of two things. It's either super noisy, there's a lot of either noisy people in the hotel or street noise outside, or they're silent and it's too quiet. And my 21st century brain is like, I need some noise.
Yeah.
So that's when we'll use the cricket sound, I think, just to give some more natural sound.
And sometimes just hotels have like the AC unit will sound weird.
Yeah.
Or it will be one of those ones that like chugs in, like halfway through the night, it will be like boom and turn on and like really noisy, or like there's always weird noises you aren't used to.
Noise, yeah.
It just like helps, just cut that out a bit. And we have like 2 of them actually. So like, because they're already fairly small.
Yeah.
So if you can even like get, I think we actually bought them in a 2-pack because they were so cheap. And then like you can put them even in like 2 different corners of the room or something to really try and drown out a noise. Yeah. And they just take up barely any room. You just throw them in your carry-on bag. It's like, very easy way to, because like otherwise you don't do it. You can be stuck, like say you're at the same hotel for a week and like the first night you realize it's like super noisy, or like, you're right on top of like a bar or something and people are partying all night or anything like that. Like there's just a lot of street noise or whatever. It can block all that out, which is really good and just helps you sleep a little better. Yeah.
Before the next one, I'm gonna refill my coffee.
Okay.
Coffee intermission.
All right. Marissa's back with more coffee.
It's essential.
No, we haven't actually talked about our coffee mugs. These are our favorite mugs.
Yes.
What yours is?
Mine is toothless.
Yeah, and mine is like a Jurassic World. Both of these are from Universal Studios in Orlando. They make like really nice like big mugs.
Yeah, they do. We have a couple. Because you also have an Isle of Burke one.
Yeah.
And I have one from the franchise that shall not be named, and I don't use it anymore. So.
All right. We've got a few left.
Yeah. I actually thought of one that's not on the list.
Okay. Do you want to do that one now?
Yeah, maybe I'll do it before I forget, and it's sitting right there.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
So the next one we'll talk about, do you want to hand me one? So this is a relief band. Again, not sponsored, not an ad. So essentially this is something to help with motion sickness, nausea, anything like that. You put it on your wrist and then you turn it on and it sends like it does like a little electro pulse to your brain. And apparently the science is it turns off the part of your brain that is sending signals to make your stomach nauseous. So this is really fabulous if you get motion sick on a plane or cars or trains or ships.
Or roller coasters.
Which
is actually why we bought them in the first place.
Yes, we originally got them for that. If you're on medication that makes you nauseous, we've had friends going through chemo and like went through, like literally killed it
Using it so much.
Using it so much. So if you just get unexpected nausea for no reason while traveling, this is, again, something super small, takes up no space, but it comes in clutch. It's got like 10 different settings for how intense you want it.
Yeah.
It also comes with a little vial of like conductor gel that you can put on to like really
Makes it work better. It's just like it accentuates the sort of the feeling.
And recently I've been on some new medication and it was making me super nauseous. And this was literally the difference between me being in bed, unable to function, and being able to do my job because I work from home. Yeah. So 10 out of 10 recommend.
These are good to like if you get seasickness on a cruise, they're really good. Yeah, I find them. The only time I get motion sickness is on roller coasters. Like we love theme parks and we often go, so I don't want it to stop me. But this I'll put on and just ramp it up to full while we're on this roller coaster, and it will stop me feeling as sick and gross.
So absolutely, a little on the pricey side. However, if you have an FSA or an HSA with your health insurance,
you can claim them.
Right? You can use that money to purchase it. Yeah. So again, you might not need it, but when you need it, it comes in clutch and is super useful.
Yeah.
So
I think there's different levels. Like we bought one of the fancier ones. This was years ago when we bought it, but I think there are like lower level ones too. They're like called sport ones or something. And, and I think you can actually even get one now that attaches to like an Apple Watch band. So it's a band that has the thing on that side, and then your normal
you
watch.
can attach your Apple Watch to it. Yeah. So I only thought it wasn't on our original list.
Yeah, no, that's a good one.
But it's been sitting right there in front of me, and I was like, oh.
I'm surprised you didn't think of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a perfect addition to our list of must-haves you didn't think of, right?
Yeah.
Because we didn't even think of it until halfway through the podcast.
And it's funny because we sat here for like 15 minutes before we started recording, like, what are we forgetting? And it was right in front of our faces.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to chalk that up to us not being fully awake at that time.
That's true. Yeah. The coffee hadn't kicked in.
Yeah. So the next one is one that takes up a little more space, but totally worth it, is hiking boots.
Yeah.
And when we say hiking boots, we don't just mean it for trips where you're
hiking.
You're going hiking.
Like we did, specifically that's because we went to Norway and we knew we were going hiking.
Yeah.
And
when we went to England.
Yeah.
And did our England-Wales trip, we did the hike that almost killed us. No, but hiking boots are great for any trip, even if you think you're spending the entire time in the city. I know they're not the sexiest shoe ever made, but we have found they're so useful if you're in an older city, lots of cobblestones.
If you're going to anywhere in Europe, just bring hiking boots.
Just wear hiking boots, especially in Northern Europe. Everyone's wearing hiking boots anyways. You're fine.
Yeah.
Which is what we found. And also, because I trip a lot, so it just brings that likelihood actually down because I feel a little more steady. And if it's raining, it's going to help keep your foot warm. If it's cold, you're going to be warmer.
Yeah.
It's just the most all-purpose shoe, and I know it takes up way more space in the suitcase. Yeah. But we wear them almost every day.
Yeah, and this is why like we're fine just always checking it back because it's like, oh, we have the space.
Yeah.
And so we can put them in. Like obviously we won't take them to like, I don't know, we're going to like the Maldives and we're going to be on a beach. We're not going to take them. But if it's a general, like, if we're going to Europe and there's a chance there's going to be rain, in particular, if we think it's going to be rainy, hiking boots come in clutch because they're generally, as long as you get waterproof ones, which most of them are, or spray a waterproof. I think that's what we did with ours. We sprayed them to be waterproof.
Yeah.
They just they're just going to protect you more. And you just getting that like extra like ankle support and stuff when you're walking for 20,000 steps a day in a city, they just really help.
And that way, if you're wearing sneakers, you're not getting your sneakers soaked and then worry if they're going to dry the next day.
Yeah, we'll do that because we'll also bring sneakers as well. We won't just have hiking boots. No. We'll have other pairs of shoes. So
I usually have like 3 pairs of shoes.
Yeah. All right. So next one, this is one of probably our most must-have items.
Oh yeah.
And this is a reusable water bottle. It makes sense, but not everyone thinks of this, and they'll be like, "Oh, I always have to buy water at the airport," and it's like, no, you definitely don't. Just bring a empty water bottle.
It will go right through security.
It goes through security, and then pretty much every airport now has water bottle fill stations, or at the worst case scenario, you just fill it up in the sink in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And that's just one thing. We invested in a slightly nicer, like, what's the brand? Yeti. But not like the metal ones. The metal ones were too we actually brought, I don't think it was Yeti, but before that we did have some metal, like, insulated ones. We're like, oh, we want the water to stay cool. But they ended up being too heavy. So we bought like a Yeti that was like real thick plastic. So it's very strong, but it's lighter. And they just kind of have a spin top, because like all the ones we've traveled with ones that have like straws or the pop-up thing. Those ones, when you're on a plane,
They can leak.
well, they also spurt. Remember once I had one, I flipped it was a little flick one. It flicked up and the water went, and it went behind and like wet the lady behind and the chair behind. It was hilarious.
And embarrassing.
And embarrassing. But so I was like, okay, no more of these like flip up like straw ones, because I think the pressure plays with them.
Yeah.
And sometimes they eventually break too, those ones, like the joins and stuff.
And also keeping the little straws clean is a whole thing.
Oh yeah. So this is very simple. This has like, you can unscrew the top and then it's just like a little tiny like drinking part, but you can then also unscrew the whole thing to be like an open,
so you can
like refillable
fill it more
thing.
easily.
So yeah, definitely like a little pricey for a water bottle, but we've had them for like 6 years or something.
Yeah, and I have dropped them on some hard surfaces.
They're not even like scratched. Like it's a very heavy duty. But yeah, these come in super handy. We use them all the time throughout the trip. Like not even just on the plane. Because they are a little bigger. We'll sometimes maybe even just carry one with us when we're out and about in the city or whatever, just so we have a water bottle.
Yeah, especially if you are an American who's taken up I must drink 47 bottles of water a day. I am one of those people, but because I'm on medication and I have to. But if you go, I feel like this is most prominent in Europe. It can be really hard to get your water bottle refilled. Yeah. And just get as much water in your system as you might be used to. So just being able to fill this up.
Yeah. Because living in America, we're very used to like, you go anywhere, like you go to a restaurant, you get like 8 glasses of water for free while you're eating, even if you have another beverage, and like and then you go to Europe and you have to like pay like €8 for a bottle of like sparkling water at dinner. It's kind of like, we end up not drinking as much because it's like, I don't want to pay this much just for water. Like, I just want to drink like tap water, or I want to be able to refill.
But they'll even charge you for the tap water.
In some places. So we find ourselves not drinking water as much. So having a water bottle with us reminds us to drink. Yeah. Even if we aren't like purchasing beverages.
Just make sure you are in a place where it is safe to drink.
Oh yeah, make sure the tap water is safe. Yeah, if not, maybe you do have to still buy bottled water, but you can pour it into your big one.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of the places we've been where the tap water isn't safe to drink, the hotel is more likely to provide you in my face free bottled water, and in those instances sometimes we just like pour 2 or 3 into our bigger
into our big one. And then you can also use one of the prior products, use like your liquid IV or electrolyte tablets in your water bottle too. Right? Yeah. To get extra hydration. Yes. All right. Oh, this one. I can talk about this one. Okay. This is a very specific to the climate kind of option. So if you're going anywhere that is going to be hot. Yes. I would recommend buying a mini little portable fan. And these, you can get a whole host of these ones that are like...
there's a billion options.
There's a billion of them. We found a really cool one. I'll put a link in the description below, but it's a tiny little one that's only about this big. Doesn't have the traditional like big fan blades that are going to break and snap off. It's all in like a little tube that like, it's all just very condensed, and you just charge it with a USB and you just hold on to it, do this, and there's different levels, and it just takes the edge off. This came in clutch one, and we went to Epic Universal in Orlando, which was very hot, and
a lot of the queues are outside.
Full. But also, was it the same? It was the same trip, I think. We were stuck in an airplane that did not have its AC working properly.
Yes, I forgot about that.
What even airline was this? It was
Frontier.
Frontier, and they like forgot to put the AC on the plane before it took off out of Orlando, and so it was super hot, and they couldn't even let us on. And then by the time they did let us on, it still wasn't cool.
Yeah.
And so we just like sat there in the plane with our little with our little fans.
We felt like the smartest people on the planet because everyone around us was dying, and we just had our little fans.
And then a side note to this one, in addition to this, we also will, if we are going to something very hot, bring cool towels.
Yes.
So these little towels like that you essentially soak with water.
Yeah.
Like wring them out a bit, and then you just like put them on your neck or over your face, and they're super cool. So both of these for hot climates.
Yeah. So
Very
anywhere in the
useful.
American South, especially if you're doing theme parks in Orlando, if you're going to Asia, Japan in the summer, we will bring them when we go to Asia next year.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
But yeah, little hint, it's a while away, but we are, we've hinted about this in the past, but we hadn't got tickets. So
And we finally booked it.
So next October, we're actually going to Singapore for the Formula One. So we got our tickets, we've got our hotel, so we're booked
So
it.
excited.
So
It's gonna be awesome.
It's a while away, but yeah, make sure you subscribe because you'll want to see that one.
It's
when
going to
that
be
comes out.
amazing, and we will bring our portable fans so we do not die.
And our cool
cool
towels.
towels.
It's going to be very hot.
It's going to be so.
And then we have one more. This isn't as much of like, I think a lot of people do know about this, but I think it's definitely has to be on a must-have list.
Oh, for sure.
And that is air tags or like
Tiles.
tile if you're not an Apple person. These are just so useful now. They're reasonably affordable for like a piece of technology like this, and they just give so much peace of mind while traveling.
Yeah.
Where a lot of people use them, like we do as well, is put them in a checked bag.
Yep.
So you can keep an eye on it. But one thing you might not know of or do is get another one and put it in your like carry-on backpack, like, or your just regular backpack, your day pack when you're traveling around. We'll often have them in the bag just so like if you accidentally misplace your bag, you leave it at a restaurant or like something happens to it, you can then while on a trip track that down, figure out where it went missing, right?
Yeah.
Or you could even do some things where I think you can buy like passport holders now that have a spot for an air tag, so that keeps keeps tabs on your where your passport is if you lost it.
Yeah.
And it's nice sometimes even if you don't bring it out with you, you know it's in the hotel. So if like something happens, like maybe something gets stolen or something, you know it's there.
Yeah.
So.
And especially like I tend to get really anxious when we're waiting for our bags at baggage claim if it's not the third bag out. And so Grant being able to check it and be like, I know they made it physically to this airport, so that helps me.
Yeah. The only time it's more stressful is when it hasn't updated yet and it says like your bag is still in your like home destination or at the like layover stuff.
Yeah, and you're like,
and it's like, oh God, it's okay, it updated.
We're fine. We're good. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the last little bonus one there. Just don't forget air tags. Buy more than you even think you want.
Yeah.
And it will, because you can throw them in a lot of things to make it useful.
Definitely.
And they last a while. Like, they'll generally last about a year on their battery, and then you just replace them with a little, like one of those little, like button batteries, whatever the thing is. But yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that
our
is
list?
our list of must-have items.
Yeah.
Did we miss anything?
Probably, but if you have a sort of a more unknown or like must-have item that you might not have thought of before, put them in the comments.
Yeah.
Because we're always open to having extra things that make our travels easier.
100%.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, as I said at the beginning, I'm going to put links to pretty much everything. I think everything here is on Amazon. So if you want to get some good Black Friday deals on that stuff, I'll put the links below and you can find them there. But anyway, thank you so much for watching.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll catch you in the next one.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.